Yo people, hope that you're all good. I'm Joe Patterson PT, your confidence boosting coach. And today we're going to speak about overcoming the fears of bulking up in your diet. So, example, you're a female client or a female training person, whatever you want to call it, and you've recently been doing a summer shred, you've got really lean, but now you start to find that your body is just tired all the time, and like now you start to find that like you're wanting to see some more size, but you can't put on more size whilst being in a deficit, especially if you've been in a deficit for over 3 months. So what options do you have? The options what you have is either two things. You can go back up to maintenance calories or you can go into a bulk. But today we're going to specifically speak about what to do in a bulk and how to readjust, especially from being in such a deficit, because it's completely the opposite. A deficit is where, say for instance, I burn 2,000 calories here and I eat 1,600 calories here, and I have a 400 calorie deficit. And me doing that every single week, or let's an even better example. I eat 2,000 calories here, I eat 1,500 here, I have a 500 calorie deficit, I do that every single day. That's going to put me and hopefully make me burn 1 pound of fat a week, because basically you need to burn 3,500 calories clearly compared to on what's on your body to actually lose a pound, because that's how much energy is required to burn 1 pound. So creating that deficit is what would help me to burn that 1 pound, to lose that pound off the body. Okay, but when you've been doing that for so long and you're taking away energy from yourself, you're going to start to feel a little bit depleted, and especially if you've not been refeeding, blah 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 blah. That's for another video. But the point of today is to talk about lean bulking. Bulking is basically where you have your baseline of calories, what you need to survive on. So let's say for instance, for me, it's roughly around about 3,300 calories. And then for me to gain size, like to increase muscle mass and see gains, I need to eat a surplus. So I need to make sure that I'm eating more than what I'm burning. So obviously if I'm burning 3,300 calories, me going 250 to 500 calories above that is going to put me in a nice surplus per day to enable me to put a pound of muscle or weight on. So when you're going through that transitional period, it can be so scary because you're just like, fucking hell, like I'm actually full all the time. I'm starting to feel like body fat coming back on, and especially when you're a female, you can feel like you're putting on loads of size. And then if you chuck a period into the equation, you're gonna be like, oh my god, what's going on? This is the worst thing. And then panic, and then all of a sudden go back into deficit. And then you're stuck in like a vicious cycle of never making progress, because you don't always want to be the same size. You want to be able to increase the weights, what you want to do. So to do that, you need some new muscle fibers to push heavier weights, because it's pretty hard to like literally increase your size and strength by staying the same size all the time. Do you get where I'm coming from? So to get your head around it and to simplify it even more, it's good to do lean bulks every now and then to encourage your body to grow new muscles. And when you've grown them new muscles, then you do a cut, which enables you to reveal the new muscles what you've built, and then it's a rinse and repeat process as the years go on. And that's what actually ties and keeps you training interesting, because no one likes to have and eat less food, let's be honest, but it's a necessity to do it for the results what you want to see, especially if it's a visual result. But then again, some people like to bulk and obviously put on size and feel that power and strength. But you've got to think long term. Over the 10-year span, when you lean a bulk, your aesthetic figure will change. When I started off training, when I was around about 69, 68 kg, I was really weak, really lean, and I struggled to like handle heavy weights. Whereas like now that I'm like 15.5 stone, 95 kg, that lean, and the highest I've ever been is 103. And especially when I stepped on stage and competed in men's physique, I got a place in the British finals, so I'm not talking shit. Like my body at that lean stage was incredibly diced, low body fat, but when it comes towards like feeling strength and having bigger pumps in the gym, it wasn't there because I didn't have the energy for it because of being in a deficit. But then what I decided to do, I took a step away. I focused on just getting my body even healthier. So I went through cuts, bulks, and now my baseline is around about 95 kg. Probably body fat's probably around about 15%. Not cut at the moment, but I will be in summer, so I'll probably drop a bit of weight, go down to like 90, 92. But then what I'll find is that my physique's been upgraded. Every year it's like getting upgraded from doing what I'm doing. But I'm encouraging growth, I'm encouraging to see different muscle fibers, because especially for me, my arms are like a laggy body part, they're very stubborn. But like with me building more size, I've got bigger, I'm not being funny, I don't have massive arms. But like your body's got bigger arms now, which then enables me to do more pull-ups, more back exercises, etc, etc, etc. So it all coincides with each other, and it all keeps my training so interesting, because like even for myself, I'm able to run at 15.5 stone, and it's like I'm able to run fast, and one of my friends who's 80 odd kg, I'm able to keep up with him. So it shows you that as well, like not mass, when you step on the scales, it is a mass what it's weighing. It doesn't always consider what the mass is, because that mass could either be fat or muscle. Obviously it's going to be a mixture of both, but it's about getting the ratios right and making sure that you're happy with what you look at in the mirror. So the point of this video is to help you to understand and get your head around why bulking up and doing cuts are both important, but especially bulks, especially if you've been doing a cut for too long, because you need to encourage your body to grow, to get stronger, and for you to have a better relationship with food as well, because you can't just be in a deficit all year round, because your energy is being cut, and then your body gets like tolerant of that. So we need to keep it guessing, we need to keep it on its toes, we need to make sure that we're doing things which are actually healthy. It's actually healthy to have a break away from deficits, because when you do another cut, the efficiency of that cut is going to be so much more healthier for you. Don't get me wrong, if you're beginning and it's your first ever cut, you can actually go quite a long time of doing it. But if you've been cutting for 2 years and you've not lost any weight, you need to do the opposite to give your body the chance to just get the nutrients in, get itself working again, because it can actually go into survival modes, and that's something which is not spoken about enough because people rush into these things. So the point of this video is to educate you, to help you to prevent yourself from tripping yourself up and getting lost in the sauce of doing stuff what doesn't actually make sense to do. So you've got to be hyper aware of yourself. Tracking your data and your analytics always helps, and obviously looking at the data and seeing what your body's responding to. So for me, because last year I didn't actually do a cut whatsoever because of me having a newborn baby, a son, sorting out my business, me doing a big, massive, extensive, detailed cut in the midst of like changing my job role and taking a risk financially, like it made sense for me to focus on my maintenance and just basically be a bit looser with food. It's not ideally what I wanted to do, because obviously I want to look as good as possible, but I'm glad that I didn't do a dirty bulk and where I overeat in that surplus for me to then have to do extra work this year, which then cost me more energy and time. I'm able to stay in like a healthy range because it enables me to not worry about myself. I don't want to be worried about myself whatsoever. I want to be happy about what I've got under the hood here, knowing that I'm able to hit my targets going into the summer. And in my previous video, I speak about my current weight and how I'm able to do smart targets as well, so make sure that you check that out. But again, it's all about numbers, and it's all about being aware of what tools you are using to help you to feel as healthy as possible. So the punchline of today is that bulking is good, don't be scared of it. It's a necessary route in training to help you to feel better, and especially when you're going into winter as well. It's a very smart thing to do. So like, let's say for instance from October, November, December, January, you do like 16 weeks, you can have so much more flexibility when it comes towards like Christmas. But when you know that it comes towards like February and you're going to start a cut, you're going to you're going to have so much energy behind you to do a cut. You're going to look forward to it because you're going to be excited to see what's underneath the hood here. But if you're constantly in the deficit after year after year after year, you're going to be running on fumes, because you basically, it's like filling up your car with like a quarter of the tank, knowing that you need to go to Scotland, which is like a tank's worth of fuel away. So you're gonna have to stop off and pay the price of buying extra fuel instead of just like doing one stop, filling up all the way, getting to the destination and filling up there and coming back, instead of doing like an extra 2 stops, what you don't really need to do. So it's about managing your expectations, also having goals set in line which are actually in line with what you want to achieve. So it doesn't make sense doing a massive cut 2 years before your event, 1 year before your event. You can actually get away with doing some maintenance work, a little mini bulk to put some size on, depending if you're a lean person or not. But then obviously doing a cut which is really intense before you're going away somewhere also helps, because it keeps you ultra focused, and it helps you just to like achieve that goal too. So there's quite a lot of like loose ends in this, but the point what I'm trying to say here is about utilizing that tool correctly for your predicament, because I'm speaking to the audience. I'm not just saying one specific person. I wanted to like encourage you to understand why having best of both worlds is actually the best of both worlds. Bulking and cutting is fine. So like, again, a final example, pro athletes, you see them at their absolute peak of their nature when it comes towards a physique competition, but prior to that, they do bulks before. The stuff what they don't really like to document because they're not in the best of shapes, but underneath the health and organ health are going to be 10 times healthier, so that when it comes towards the efficiency of the cut, it is 10 times more efficient because they've got excess energy to use up, especially when they're expending more energy by doing more things. So I hope this all makes sense. If it doesn't, drop a comment, and obviously I hope this has helped you out. Please like, subscribe and share. I'm Joe Patson PT, and I'm here to boost your confidence with the progression plans. Anyway, take care and have a blessed day. Peace.